So let's talk about artificial intelligence. You see the headlines, right? On one hand, it's this key to a perfect utopian future. On the other, it's a one-way ticket to a dystopian nightmare. It's all over the place. In this explainer, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to separate the hype from the reality and figure out what AI is actually doing to our world right now.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start by tackling the number one fear, jobs. Then we'll look at how AI is basically becoming our new coworker. We'll ask if it can be genuinely creative. We'll get real about its dangerous. And finally, we'll see why the human in the loop is more important than ever.
All right, let's just get right to it. Let's start with the one question that is on literally everyone's mind.
This is the big one, right? This idea of mass replacement by machines. But, when you actually look past the scary headlines and dig into the data, a very different story starts to unfold.
So check this out. A major 2025 report from PwC, it's called the Global AI Jobs Barometer, found something kind of paradoxical. The very industries that are most exposed to AI, they're also seeing 3 times higher growth in productivity per employee. Think about that. More AI isn't leading to less work. It's helping each person create more value.
And here's the real kicker. Far from making people obsolete, skills in AI are in crazy high demand. So much so that jobs requiring AI skills can pay an average of 56% more. That's not what replacement looks like. That's what it looks like when companies are willing to pay top dollar for people who know how to use these new tools.
So, what does this all mean when you put it together? Yeah, okay, job growth is a bit slower in fields with heavy AI exposure, but the key word there is growth. These sectors are still adding jobs. The story isn't about replacement, it's about augmentation. Companies are using AI to make their teams better, faster, and way more valuable.
So, okay, if AI isn't a replacement, then what is it? Honestly, the best way to think about it is as a new, incredibly capable coworker, or, a super-powered assistant.
For businesses, especially small ones, AI is already a total workhorse. I mean, it's drafting business plans, automating all that tedious scheduling and email sorting, handling customer service with chatbots, and even helping to safeguard data. And all of that frees up actual people to focus on the big picture stuff, strategy, innovation, and, growth.
And you see this in creative fields too. Take music production. AI's role here isn't to write the next big hit, it's to be the ultimate toolbox. It can handle all the technical, time-sucking tasks like separating audio files into individual tracks or suggesting cool arrangement ideas, stuff that used to take hours and hours of manual work.
This workflow really shows that new partnership in action. But notice who's in charge. The human is always the conductor. The AI can analyze and sketch and suggest things, sure, but the artist, the person, is the one making all the critical creative calls about the groove, the harmony, and that final mix.
And that brings us to another huge debate, one you hear all the time. Can a piece of code, actually be creative?
You might have seen this piece. It's called Theater d'Opera Spatial, and it won first place at the Colorado State Fair's digital art competition, and it immediately ignited this massive firestorm online. Why? Because its creator, a guy named Jason Allen, used the AI image generator Midjourney. It forced the entire art world to ask, who's the artist here?
So this raises a really fundamental question about how we value art. Do we care more about the final product that we see, or do we care more about the human process behind it? Well, a recent study decided to put that to the test. A study in the journal Frontiers in Psychology found this fascinating disconnect. When you ask people directly, they say, oh yeah, I prefer human-made art. It feels more sincere, more moving. But when researchers actually tracked their eye movements, their gaze patterns showed absolutely no difference. We engage with AI art just as deeply. Our conscious bias just isn't reflected in our unconscious perception.
Of course, all of this incredible new power isn't without its dark side. We have to be really clear-eyed about the very real risks that come along with it.
And maybe the most obvious, most dangerous threat is the rise of deepfakes. These are hyper-realistic but totally fake videos or audio clips created by AI specifically to deceive people.
And look, this isn't some science fiction problem for the future. It's happening right now. We've already seen deepfakes used for political slander in Malaysia, to spread misinformation about COVID in Belgium, and, most chillingly, as an actual weapon of war, with a fake video of President Zelensky telling his soldiers to surrender.
And the dangers go way beyond deepfakes.
You've got these massive, unresolved questions around intellectual property, since a lot of these AIs are trained on copyrighted stuff. You've got huge security risks when people feed sensitive company data into public tools. And there's a very real danger of eroding customer trust if AI is used in a way that feels fake or inauthentic.
So, weighing the incredible potential against these really serious risks, where does that leave us? What's the takeaway?
I absolutely love this quote from a veteran concept artist named Brandon Reimchen. His point is that technology is always going to change, but fundamental human skill, your taste, your knowledge, that stuff is timeless. The best defense against being replaced by a tool is to master your craft. This right here is the single most important thread connecting everything we've looked at. Whether it's in business or art or science, AI serves as a force multiplier. It amplifies human ability, but it cannot replace human judgment, ethical reasoning, or creative vision.
And this quote just nails the path forward, I think. The goal isn't just about doing less with fewer people. It's about using AI to augment our own abilities, allowing us to tackle bigger problems and achieve things that were just out of reach before.
Because in the end, AI isn't some passive force of nature that's just happening to us. It's a tool. And its impact isn't going to be decided by the technology itself. It's going to be decided by the choices we make, the ethics we apply, and the future that we all decide to build with it.